Notes from your prof for week 4. Chapter 6. Chapter 6 is the real meat of the matter. Pay special attention here. The chapter covers Gantt charts and PERT charts, but it covers them lightly. So Google both Gantt chart and PERT chart. You need to know about these. Be aware of the requirement specification and maintenance issue. If the customer has a sales department or customers, the requirements will change from week to week. Freeze the requirements at some point. There's a big discussion or dichotomy or argument that goes on here as to whether to keep the requirements open as you do in Agile, or to close the requirements as you do in Waterfall. Very often the real answer lies somewhere in between. If you keep the requirements open and you let the customers or some other department keep changing the requirements, you may get requirements so fast that you'll never have a usable product. I've been in a situation where a project had gone on for years without ever having delivered because the requirements kept changing. So the answer in many of these circumstances is do a partial freeze. Say, here's what we will deliver by some date. Let the requirements come in, but let them come in the future. Deliver your product, then say, where do we go from here? Writing a manual or producing a mock-up can cut a lot of time and effort. For instance, writing a manual and getting it accepted means that you can make the manual itself a set of requirements. This also leads to double dipping in that a single effort produces both the requirements and the manual, or at least the manual's first cut. Chapter 7. How much output or work product should you produce? That depends on the culture where you are. In some places, they want the requirements document as terse as possible. In some places, more pages is better. In reading your assignments, I'm going to go all Goldilocks on you, in that there had better not be things missing, and too much fluff isn't good either. Realignments. That's an interesting word. Often it means projects in trouble. If you work in a company as a permanent employee, a permie, it's everybody's job to keep the project out of trouble. If you're a consultant, you often don't get there until the project is in trouble. Here's something else I've learned from my early days. Progress reports often have sections named accomplishments, plans, and problems. In waterfall projects, these are weekly reports. In agile projects, these are the discussion at daily stand-up meetings. Having items in your accomplishments area is nice. It keeps people off your neck. Plans are nice in that they show you that you're going to keep pulling your weight. But many people think that having something in the problems area is bad. It's better not to have problems. But if there are going to be problems, your manager and the rest of the team need to know about it right away. Sometimes you don't even want to wait for the stand-up meeting or the progress report. If you see an iceberg ahead, tell the captain right now. In the requirements, if the requirements need a database schema, then do one. In doing a schema, these items are important. Completeness, whether keys will be natural, such as a social security number, or synthetic from a counter, and all constraints, including size, whether something can be null, primary keys, uniqueness, linkages, also known as foreign keys, and checks. Also, data retention policy. Things not in the book. You have to ask your customer questions. There's going to be a lot of that in the RPG project. They have an idea of what they want, and they have an idea of how to get it done, but you have to help them figure it out, or even figure it out for them. Ask what they envision. Ask what they can have now. Figure out how to optimize the process they have and or how to replace it with a better process. Are they forgetting to ask for something? Are they asking for something that will cost them more than it's worth? They might even ask for something counterproductive. They might ask for something already available elsewhere in the company. Give them what they need, what they want, or what they ask for in that order of preference.